Hey, what's going on YouTube? Coach Nate here, and I'm pumped up tonight to talk to you about something cool, which is online dating tips. 2022 just kind of started. It's the 31st when I'm recording this, so we're about a month in. And it seems like the pandemic's kind of not subsiding too much. So people are having a really tough time, tougher than ever maybe, to meet in person. So you're probably needing some tips on how to do it online. Maybe you've been dating online for a while and have had very little luck, almost no success. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing that really works 100% of the time, but there's definitely some things you can do to increase your chances. So let's begin. So the first thing I want to talk about is mindset. So it's been said that your vibe attracts your tribe, that if you come from a place of desperation, things usually don't work out. Kind of the same in the business world. If I try to go into a sales situation or lead a sales meeting, lead a team, my mindset is really off, maybe something's going on at home, something like that, it's probably not going to work out right. And the same thing translates to your online dating game. If you're in a state where you're really lonely, state of desperation, something like that, you're kind of just infinitely a negative person to begin with, you're gonna have a tough time in the dating world, because you're just not gonna be creative when you message, or your messaging might be like really simple, really lame. It's just not gonna be attractive. Where on the opposite, if your mindset is really good, if you're really okay with being single, you're well socially calibrated, you just have a good amount of confidence, true confidence, because you like yourself, then when you go out in the world, you're going to attract people, and that will help you be creative in your messaging, and so you're going to have a lot better luck dating. So again, if you're in kind of a state of like super lonely, super desperate, sending out a lot of messages, I'd invite you to stop and figure you out first. Get that mindset right, come into a state of abundance mindset, and you will have better luck. The next thing I'm going to talk about is I want you to examine your profile or profiles. So a lot of time, guys, I've looked over a lot of your profiles myself. In many cases, the picture quality is really poor, like it's super blurry, right? It might be a photo that you can tell was done like 10 years ago. And I'm sorry, but you probably don't look like that anymore. I know I looked a lot younger 10 years ago. It's all part of life. The bio is really short, lame, blunt. It just has an attitude of like, hi, my name's Nate, and I'm 34, and I like to go skiing. Your profile is not a job application. It shouldn't read that way. There's no value there. Where on the other side of it, you want it to be fun and attractive, right? Put up, probably 4 to 10 high quality photos. And if you got to recruit a friend to help you take those photos, don't be afraid to do that. It's really okay. I had to have my wife help me take some photos for my professional stuff, There's nothing wrong with that, because it's going to help you get to your goal, get to what you want, right? So, again, not wanting it to read like a job application, your bio should say something cool, like, hey, my name is Nate. I have a lot of hobbies, which include kayaking and hunting and hiking and being outdoors. Definitely on the weekends, like to be out having fun with my friends, but also not afraid to sit in on a Saturday night and watch a good movie. When I am in a relationship, I'm very caring. I like to listen, but I also just have the personality of wanting to be out having fun. If I'm messaging you, it's because I want to get to know you better. Message me if you want to get to know me better. Something like that. Like, there's just a lot more value there, and somebody's going to kind of get the feel for what your vibe is, right? Where, again, if it's just a job application, and you can even with my example, you could put in there like, hey, I've got a job in sales, I live pretty comfortably, be cool to share that with somebody, But don't think just because you make a decent amount of money and you have a six-pack that people are going to be attracted to you. Even if you have those things, which, hate to say it, if you're here, you likely don't, but not to big on you. But even if you have all of those things, it doesn't necessarily mean that chicks are just going to come flocking to you, or they're even going to be messaging you online. And really, if you have one of those shirts, like if I did have a six-pack and you were like lifting up the shirt to show it, like that comes across as being a total tool bag. And high-quality women might like just cringe at you anyway, no matter how good you look. And then you're still, even though you work so hard to get that six-pack, you're like scratching your head like, why aren't people just coming to me? It's your vibe, man. I gotta tell you. So again, make sure that you have a high-quality bio, right? It really speaks to like who you are as a person. It doesn't have to be a novel, but it should be longer than a few sentences. Picture quality is good, along with it doesn't read like, again, a job application. It's really you. So now that we have all that other stuff fixed up, you're to the point where finally you're actually going to message a girl, right? The first thing you want to do that is actually read her profile in entirety. So I say this, which it kind of goes back a little bit to the mindset piece, but if you're worried about getting to know her soul, that will take away a lot of the approach anxiety, because you're just getting to know another person that's out there in the world. You want to find out who she is, right? How awesome she is, or maybe not how not awesome she is. But you want to find out, just about her. So number one step, man, is to read the whole profile. Really find something about her that you like. So please, if you're just basing it on looks, you're really wrong. You want this person that has this profile, because a lot of time women will write more than maybe us guys do, and you want to pick a few things out of it that you like. And you could notice in there that maybe she has a completely different religious or political view from you. And if that's the case, well, I hate to say it, but a lot of married couples fight about that stuff and even divorce over it. So if you think it's something like major that's going to be like important to you, and that if you ever started living with her one day, you're going to be fighting about it a lot, should you be messaging her? It doesn't matter how she looks. So again, big thing is read that whole profile, find out something unique that you like about her. So my last piece to online dating is adventure concept. So this is something when I'm talking to clients, I bring it up a lot, and it applies to in-person approach. It definitely applies to online dating as well. So adventure concept, basically what that does is, instead of putting awkward pressure on asking a girl out on a date, just to ask her out on a date, like, hey, you want to go for some coffee with me? Like, you want to throw all that away. It's lonely, it's almost desperate, it's pathetic, it's awkward, socially uncalibrated, and it puts a lot of pressure on that weird dating situation. It forces her to like figure out in 10 seconds, like, well, is this guy a creep, or should I go out on a date with him? Instead, we want to go with adventure concept. So what does that do? Let's say you've been messaging a girl for, we'll say like 4 or 5 days. And it's going pretty good. You get decent responses, that aren't just one word, right? One word responses is a bad sign. And you want to escalate this situation. You want to go on an in-person date with her. We need to be a little creative. So going back to the last tip, right? You read her profile. You've got something that she likes. So let's say, I love the example of, let's say she claims to be a coffee snob. Well, what you might want to do in that situation is, let's say you weren't busy on a Thursday night. Thursday nights, most people aren't busy, right? So you might say, hey, Ashley, the Starbucks a town over or downtown, they have this new flavor of whatever. coffee that I've been thinking about trying, and I'm not too busy Thursday night. Any chance you'd want to tag along, right? So this is the magic of adventure concept. There's no pressure to go on a date with you. What you're doing is you're going to the coffee shop for a reason, and because you are such a fun, outgoing, socially calibrated guy, you're just seeing if she wants to go. And a lot of the time, if she's legitimately not busy that night, she might be like, okay, yeah, that'd be fun. Also, too, you're asking her to a public place. You know, like, if you wanted to harm her, be a real creep, you probably wouldn't do that. So, you meet up there for the coffee, you spend a half hour to an hour there sipping it. Oh, coffee's good. You know, you find out maybe a little bit about what level of coffee snob she really is, but then once you're in person, you actually get to see if she's crazy, if she's good, if she's wholesome, whatever. Because a lot can be lost in translation of the, in the online place, if you will, online messaging or whatever. So use adventure concept to get her to go out on the date with you. So thanks, guys. Those were my 4 online dating tips for 2022. Almost forgot the 2 there. If you liked the video, if it resonated with you, please like it, subscribe it, share it somewhere. If one of your friends is going through some tough dating times. Most of the info in here can also apply to women. I've helped some women as well, but mostly I work with men. My website is Pattersoncoachingwny.com. There you can find my contact information. Like, for example, my Gmail is pattersoncoachingwny@gmail.com, right? You can call me, you can text me, you can email me. If you want to find out a little more about one-on-one coaching, where what we do is we're going to dive deep. We're going to figure out what's, holding you back. We're going to use, I love the iceberg analogy, right? Because everybody says, it's just like online dating. Everybody that's bad at it says, well, online dating sucks and the dating scene sucks, right? That's the surface. That's like the symptom. But the real issue is that down below, they've been doing this stuff kind of the opposite of what I described earlier in the video, right? So, one-on-one coaching is where we dig deep, diagnose the few things that are holding you back, get you better at them, and then you're going to have an abundant dating life and attract the one for you. Get you into that long-term, happy, healthy, loving relationship that you really want. So again, my name is Nate, dating coach for men. Love to help you, and I really hope this helped. Please comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.